Welcome to the reading. This reading will be about Victor Webster and his ex-wife, Chantal. So let's see, what's up with them. I'm gonna be seeing, why did they break up, if this guy want any kids, and just, seeing what's up with their energy. First, let me actually start off with his vibe. I like to start off with, the people's vibes and shit. So let's see. What's going on with this, Victor Webster? What can I see? What's going on with his energy currently? Okay, well, he's I don't know if the separation or the divorce is finalized, but this is just what I'm getting. He's happy to be free. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm free. What else can I see? So he's having some breakthrough. Oh, he's focusing on himself. He doesn't have time for anyone. This is deep, right? Because what I'm picking up intuitively is that he's been dealing with people's expectations, what people want for his life. And just from the vibe that I'm getting intuitively, it's kind of just for other people, not living for himself, right? It's kind of just living up to other people's expectations instead of just living the way you want. Now I feel like he's in a vibe of kind of just fuck that. I want to live for myself and what I desire, what I need. That's what I'm getting from this breakthrough and this turning in. Not just that, he's really passionate for life at this moment in time with this red. Not just that, it's kind of just I don't know, I'm getting a vibe he was in a daze, right? Kind of just I don't know, I'm getting the last 4 years been a daze for him. I don't know not one thing of this guy. I'm gonna be real, but this is just what I'm getting. It's kind of just the past 4 years has been a daze. He's been surrounded by kind of darkness, oppression. He's also been stuck in his head because of what people desire for his life. Now he's just focusing on himself. And after I'm finished seeing this dude's vibe, I'm gonna check out Chantal. So let's see, what else can we see about this guy? Comparison, it's still a vibe of kind of bad habits. You know what I mean? It's only natural. It's kind of even though he's ready to move forward, you know what I mean, and not care what anyone says and all of that, he's still dealing with this. This card came out sideways. This comparison, it's a vibe of kind of just I'm getting a vibe of comparing his interests and others' interests, others' desires, and what he wants. Again, life, sometimes people in these readings, right? When I do these readings, people want things to be black and white, right? Kind of just a movie script where it's not reality. You know what I mean? It's kind of just if alcoholics stop drinking, you know what I mean? They come to the conclusion y'all want to stop drinking. It doesn't mean that they're not going to have a mishap. It doesn't mean that they're not going to struggle with something they've been dealing with. And that's what I'm getting here. He's still dealing with sort of just I don't know, I'm just getting a vibe of expectation. So I don't know this guy's life. I don't know what he's associated with. But what I'm getting is he does care about what other people think and what other people expect from him. And he's still dealing with that. So yeah, it's it's been a major breakthrough. And yeah, he's turning in. And he's feeling more comfortable with himself with this 4. But 5 does speak of humans, people. It's the number of people, right? 5. And I'm seeing that he's still dealing with sort of just habits that people deal with. You know, sometimes it's hard to break out of a habit. What else can we see with this vibe? All right, a face down card because it's a face down card, so it's his emotion. So let's see what can we get from this situation. Ah, damn, morality. This guy, I'm gonna be real, right? I actually Googled his picture because I didn't know anything of him. And intuitively, what I picked up is that, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, that this guy is a homosexual. He's kind of a bisexual, but he leaned more towards homosexuality. And I don't know if this is known of him, because I'd be doing readings and shit, and I'd be saying things, and it's kind of just sometimes it's common knowledge, and I really don't be Googling as far as the details of these people. What I'm getting here is a vibe of homosexuality. I'm gonna just keep it real. This guy is a homosexual, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's natural, it's nature, it's not a big deal, right? I don't know, I'm just getting a vibe of homosexuality. Not just that, again, with restrictions, with this morality, feeling like he has to live up to a certain expectation. This guy just needs to live his life. He doesn't have to come out the closet if he doesn't want to. His sexuality is no one's business. But at the same time, he is struggling. You know, this guy, he does look like he's older, like 40 something or 50. So, you know what I mean? He's been dealing with this for a long time, but it's kind of just like his ass isn't getting any younger. So he just needs to live his best, truest life for him. But that's what I'm seeing. He's dealing with his sexuality, with this morality. You know what I mean? He wants to make people happy, you know, and he's doing shit for people, for an image, but he's not happy with it. So, I mean, this kind of defeats the whole purpose of the reading, because it's kind of just like, goddamn, it's kind of just like, as far as, because I'm curious, like, when I do these readings on people, like, you know, I want to know details and shit, but I'm going to go through it and see, like, what pops up, what can I see, but that's his vibe. So this is actually deep, because at first I was just like, I don't know, like, this might be a boring reading, because, like, you know, I don't really know, like, anything of this dude, and I'm not necessarily interested, but this is actually fascinating. Let me see, like, what's going on with Chantal? What can we see with Chantal? All right, courage. She's been dealing with adversity. She definitely been dealing with adversity as far as the marriage. She was not happy. She was not pleased. You know what I mean? She's kind of like in a state of courage. She's in her own sort of transformation. This courage has to do with oppression as well, and dealing with like tough situations. You see like this plant growing from the rock, which represents sort of just like hardship, emerging from a tough time. That's what I'm seeing. What else can we see? This integration, she's dealing with things though. It also is like, I'm getting like a mental energy, right? Where it's kind of just like she's in her head. Not just that she's trying to come to terms with things. Let me actually ask, like, did she know that this guy, before I even get into the rest of the cards, did she know that this guy, you know what I mean, isn't necessarily 100% into women? What can I see? Did she know? All right, this is her emotion, not just that she's not too happy, because this card is sideways. So let's see. Oh yeah, she definitely knew. She knew that this guy was sneaky. That was actually a lot of the problems with this marriage. It wasn't authentic. So I don't know how they met. If you guys can tell me, definitely tell me. But what I'm seeing here is that it wasn't a authentic relationship. And let me just say that this is all, for the sake of YouTube, this is all alleged, you know, because, you know, people tea and business is coming out, and yeah. So this is all alleged, right? And it's the opinions of the energy. It's not my opinions or anything like that. But yeah, because what this integration was showing me is kind of just like dealing with the mental strain, trying to deal with the realization of sort of just like her womanhood, kind of just like what's real, what's not real. Like, you see this integration, like trying to merge the sort of like dark and the light. Not just that, this bird, this ego, it almost looks like it's crying. So it's kind of just like, yeah, she wants to soar above like what this relationship was, but at the same time, it's like she's dealing with stuff, you know, and it's deep because like I feel it internally, like she's dealing with the crisis. It's kind of like, this usually happens to women. Like, I know, like, one woman in particular, like, not a client or anything like that, like, someone in my, like, personal life, where it's kind of just, like, I don't know, she has a thing where she be, like, dating, like, gay dudes, I guess. I don't know, it's happened to her, like, 2 times. And the first time it happened, it kind of hit her hard because she's just, like, why am I, like, attracting, like, these gay dudes? And then, like, it made her think, like, of, like, previous relationships she was in, as far as like if the dude was gay. So it could kind of like shake up a lady, and that's what I'm seeing here with this integration. Not just that, this burden, trying to move forward. You know, this kind of sucked the life out of her. I'm getting a vibe like at first she was excited for this marriage, excited for this relationship. Oh, goddamn. One of my tarot decks fell, but I'm going to get through this reading. I'm getting a vibe of kind of just like she was excited for this relationship that she was with as far as this Victor shit and all of that. But it's kind of just like as things progressed, it became sour. Not just that, she found out that he was sneaky. You know what I mean? The Seven of Swords represents someone being sneaky. Not just that, leaving home, doing sneaky things. So she definitely discovered things as far as the homosexuality. And it's just been shaking up her shit, shaking up her vibe. You know, she's going to be dealing with things for a while with this inner voice is what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? It threw off her confidence. You know, I'm an intuitive reader, so it's telling me a lot of things. I know that the cards can't necessarily always show what I'm seeing. I try to do the best I can to like let you guys in on what I'm seeing from as far as the visuals. But this is more like an intuitive vibe that I'm getting. It's actually really strong and heavy because it's kind of like she doesn't trust herself. That's what I'm seeing with this inner voice. She doesn't trust herself. Not just that, she's always in her head. Not just that, she's always in her emotions. Since this relationship. Not just that, it's almost like a psychedelic situation of escapism or something. You know what I mean? This really shook her to the core, this relationship. So, I mean, that's fascinating. So, I mean, the homosexuality was a big reason for the breakup. What else can I see as far as, like, this relationship? What else can I see? All right. Two face-down cards. I'm getting this is his situation and this is hers. Let me get into his situation. What can I see? Soulmates. At the same time, though, this guy is a manipulative person. I'm definitely getting a manipulative person with this soulmate. It's kind of like he's delusional. I'm definitely getting a delusional vibe because obviously they're not compatible. But it's kind of like he's still in talks with her. He's still clinging on to her. Not just that, he wants to use this chick to be his beard. I guess that's what they call it when a dude is gay and then like he wants to like pretend he's with a chick so he can appear masculine. That's what I'm getting with this soulmate and this compatibility. What can I get with her vibe? Gifts. This is very deep energy. This is very deep energy because what I'm getting with this, because it's love here and love here, I'm getting something that's very toxic. I'm getting something that's very toxic because it's kind of like, yeah, this guy is gay and yeah, he was happy to move on, but at the same time, he's trying to stay linked up with her. You see this soulmate? This soulmate means multiple things. It can be like, oh, like you guys are meant to be together. That's really bullshit as far as like the soulmate shit. I know people believe in that, and yeah, there are things that are predestined, but you know, the whole like soulmate shit and all that, it can get muddled and it can be really kind of just like toxic. What I'm getting from this is more of like a soul connection, kind of like I forget the name of it. Kind of like when you're intimate with someone and then there's like a link. It's like a spiritual link, a soul connection. I'm seeing that there's like a soul connection. It's not a good soul connection, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's telling me a manipulation. What else can we see as far as this situation? It's fascinating to me. Trap. And I guess that must have flipped over while I was shuffling. I didn't see it. Imprisonment. Caught. You see this, right? Blockages. Corner stuck. It's kind of, this actually gives a deeper insight to this situation because I know that people that aren't even intuitive, that don't even read tarot, you know, they just see the sun and they're kind of just like, oh, it means happiness. It means they're going to be together forever, right? Or they might see a card like this and be like, oh, soulmate. No, that's his soulmate. You know, like, you do your own readings. If, you know what I mean? I say this to, like, people that be, like, on some bullshit, like, in the comment section. Like, you know, you do your own readings, and whatever you want to come up with your readings, you do you, right? It's kind of just like, you know, don't tell another reader how to go about their shit. Because what I'm seeing here is that it's like bullshit. And this card confirms it with this trap, imprisonment, and this blockages. It's giving me a vibe of kind of just like a routine, wanting a routine. So it's like, yeah, this guy is happy to be done. But they both have a situation with being stuck, wanting to stay in a situation that's familiar, right? And people do this all the time. Like, this is nothing new. Some people can do this shit for like 20 years and shit. You know, there's been a lot of bullshit happening as far as like the British, like, newscasters, whatever you want to call them, as far as like all these different allegations, as far as like, and some of them are supposed to, one of them was like married to a woman before, then he came out as gay, I guess years ago, but there was a situation with him like allegedly grooming some boy that was like working for him. And then there's like recently a like newscaster or some shit that was paying a man for like naked pictures, even though he's currently married to a woman. So it's kind of like these people are old as hell and they've been with their wives for some time. So it's kind of just like these things are just things that happen. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this isn't even interesting like tea, if we want to be real. Like, when these things come up, you know, I don't say it to be salacious. It's just what it is. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's kind of just like these people, they have a situation with moving on. That's what I'm seeing here. It's a situation with moving on. What else can I see? Pregnancy, new projects. And this is deep because this guy, and I'm actually going to ask, because that was actually one of the questions I was going to ask, like if this guy want to have kids. And what I'm seeing here is that this dude definitely, because this fell on his side, or it came out, like I put it here, and it's fascinating that it's on his side. He definitely wants a kid. And it's kind of just like, that's what he wants to use this chick for, right? Because I didn't want to get corny and get into like, oh, the gifts and all of that. But it's kind of just like, he knows that she can give birth. That's a gift. That's a big gift. That's a gift that he doesn't have. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a vagina. He has a dick. So it's kind of just like, yeah, he can pump this chick with a kid, but he can't give birth. He wants his own biological children, is what I'm seeing here. He definitely wants his own biological children. He wants to use this lady. I'm getting, and it's weird intuitively, that they're still in communication with each other. That's what I'm getting. That they're definitely still in communication with each other. Not just that. I know this says slow and steady, but it's a vibe, and I know it has like delays here and meticulous, but it's a vibe of kind of like he's slow and steadily weasel his way in. So this is a very karmic situation. That's what I'm seeing here. Not just that, this you are my world. This lady, she has her own insecurities as well. It has to do with her standing in life, because the lobe is here. She feels like this guy adds worth to her life somehow. I don't know if he's a big celebrity. I don't know shit of him, but this is just what I'm getting. She feels like this guy adds worth to her life. This is fascinating. This is actually deeper insight. It's very fascinating. The scales are here, though. It does speak of things being balanced, or need for things to be balanced. What I'm getting here is obviously this isn't balanced. This isn't real love. This is karmic, and this is karmic, and this is just weird. This is just really weird. This is giving me a sort of situation where people are complacent And it's kind of just like they don't see a brighter future for themselves. So they just stay in some toxic shit. Not just that, it's kind of just like they're still in communication. So I don't know what they're like displaying as far as like visibly. I don't know if she's with another guy visibly or if he's with another female. But what I'm seeing here is that they're still talking with each other. They're still familiar with each other. Not just that. This guy, he wants to use her for a pregnancy. That's what I'm seeing here. Let me see. Will this guy have any children in the future? What can I see about that? This is actually fascinating. Will this guy have any children in the future? What is this guy's name? His name is Victor Webster. Will Victor Webster have any children in the future? What can we see? All right. Struggle for him. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen at the end. The 6 of Wands. But he's going to be going through some shit. I'm definitely seeing that he's going to be going through some shit. He's going to be tired. He's going to be wounded. He's going to give up. He's been through a lot as far as this children situation, just from these 2 cards, what's being shown to me, because it's kind of just like, yeah, the 6 of Wands in the future, it's going to happen for him. But at the same time, it's kind of just like, it's been a challenge. It's definitely been a challenge. Not just that, a situation with trust and backstabbing. This guy, he manifests a lot, and this isn't hyperbole. This is just what I'm seeing. He manifests sort of just like a lot of betrayal because he's dishonest. So it's kind of just like he makes plans with chicks. Yeah, he wants things to like be a particular way, but because it's not right, it's just a manifestation of sort of just like cheating, third party situations, ghetto shit. This also affects his emotion because the card is face down and it's not right because it's sideways. The High Priestess. And this is deep because in traditional tarot, the High Priestess actually represents secrets. And that's what I'm getting here. It's a lot of secrets. And I said that it represents his emotion because the card isn't right. And what I'm getting here is that this guy, he has a lot of secrets. Not just that, he lies to himself. And that's what I was getting with this deck. As far as like, even that other chick, as far as like them still like communicating and like it was saying like love, even though it was no love here. It's like lies. Yeah, these people need to see a therapist. They definitely need to work things out. And he actually needs to consult with someone that has like a spiritual practice that can help him, either a tarot reader or what, because sometimes like these therapists, they just take your money and they don't really always answer the questions that needs to be answered. What I see is that this guy, someone needs to tell him about himself and really needs to sort of just like expose him to himself so he can understand just like the truth of the matter and why his situations are so karmic and just dark, because that's what I'm seeing here. But I felt like this was very insightful, guys. Definitely tell me what you thought of this situation. You know what I mean? Was I too hard on this guy? Do you guys see it? Like, are you kind of just like, wow, I actually agree? Definitely tell me. If you made it this far, definitely press the thumbs up button and take care.